So anybody got any problems with this that they want to talk about?
Darlene?
Yes, Darlene. So, just sitting there, are you working on the documents? Because that's what the task is right now. We've got the cease and desist order to send out, and do you have any problems with sending it out?
Hi, Thomas. It's Steve on here.
Hi, Steve. You want to get the ball rolling?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Get the ball rolling? Yeah, I've been looking at the new stuff, listening to the recordings. I didn't know about the call yesterday.
You didn't know about the call yesterday?
No.
Okay.
I got the recording, though. I listened to it twice.
Okay.
There's a lot of noise in the background.
Oh, that's Darlene. Darlene was making noise. But she's not now. Well, somebody else muted themselves out. Okay. No,
I'm going to mute myself.
We're down to, we've only got one thing before us right now. That's the cease and desist order. We have 2 pieces of paper to fax out to lots of different people. Any problems with that?
I heard you said the cease and desist order and then something else, and you said, is there any problems with what? Putting it in?
We have 2 pages of the cease and desist order to fax out to a number of places. Is there any problem with that?
I don't think so. Hey, on the recording it said it was cease and desist Rev 2, but I only saw a Rev 1 posted. Is there a Rev 2 now posted?
Actually, what happened is when Patrick sent the first revision, I had not finished the doc file, so I just incorporated that into the doc file. So
okay, so it's Rev 2 is in the Rev 1.
The current Rev is the one that has addressed it to the alien property custodian.
Okay.
Care of the trustee front door, Secret Service back door.
Mm-hmm. U.S. trustee front door, U.S. Secret Service back door. Okay.
So I'm in the process of making up fax cover sheets to send this all out.
Yeah, I see. There's a call away your state assets. That's a new one. I noticed there's not a time stamp, or there isn't something like that on there anymore. Like, let's see if there is. Oh, yeah. August 8th, yeah.
Call away your assets is a file that's about a week old. That's when we were doing puts and calls. We're still going to be able to do it. From what it's gathering is once we've opened the right door, then we can resubmit our put orders. Put orders.
Yeah, listen to the tape with Chris and Patrick too.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I put that call in the backup on eConcurrent.
Yeah, I saw. That's where I got it.
So no one has anything to say? No questions of any kind?
I'm going to keep reading these things.
How many you got on there now, Tom?
We've got 11.
And there's no question from you other people on the line?
Sounds like not.
I haven't done all the reading yet, so I don't really have any questions yet.
All right, you need to know all the damn words that are in there. Okay, there's several key words. Nobody out here has ever used the right trust in the process. They've used Sesticate Trust. It's not a Sesticate Trust. This is strictly a Spendthrift Trust. Okay? And it was done under subversion and usurpation in the process. It's all about commercial insurance alienation.
Yeah.
You're already insured by the country, by Mother America. Okay? She's the insurer of you. Why do you need to have this other commercial insurance? This other commercial insurance is a racketeering enforcement deal over you. Just like Al Capone or any mobster coming into the local district and demanding protection. Protection from what? From them.
Yeah.
They're the damn ones that are coming out there and causing all the harm. And it's all because of their commercial insurance scam that they're putting upon the people. Because we don't need the insurance. It was set up by, basically documented by a court case in 1885. I think Darlene can pull that one up and explain that one to you if she wants to. But see, they didn't bring the commercial insurance into the government system until 1887. The liability insurance into the government. And then they broadened it out to everybody else over the years by way of the certificate of live birth and all these special insurance registration documents that they got people to buy into. And then they were all alien registration documents. We as the living were not born with a number on our butt. We don't need a number. We have our right of birth. Okay? Either documented either by a hospital live birth document or by a Bible entry that will stand up in any real court out here as your rightful claim to your inheritance from America. All this other was setting up the Mr. Smiths. Each person set up their own Mr. Smith out here. And then you created a whole bunch of new Mr. Smiths that have continued to gain more and more power over you the longer you use them. That is what you need to do out of the movie Matrix, is to go in and annihilate your Mr. Smiths. Expose them to the light. And that's what we're doing with this cease and desist order. We're exposing them to the light. You are a principal resident, okay, That's why the Secret Service is in each state, because the Secret Service is there to protect the presidents. While a principal resident is a president in that regard. We are an American functionary, okay? Out of an American agency, we're the sole officer for our American functionary. We have the administrative right of decision making. That means we have the right of choice to decide to go along with something or not to go along with something, because we're in the executive branch of the government. We're the higher branch of government, even higher than the president. We're also a testimony arbitrator, because everything really is done by will, voluntary or involuntary. It was by somebody's will that this was being done. So you've got to know what you're talking about when you start down this road. You need to look up all those different words in there. Even the one we were talking about a couple weeks ago, about the 3-night rule. The third night, after the third night, you become a domestic. You become an American domestic after 3 nights of sitting in purgatory. Then you are a fully authorized officer. You have cleaned up yourself too, so that now you can go to heaven, because that's where you go after you clean yourself up in purgatory. You go to heaven. Now, you don't mess up and go back into this system, because next time you go back in the system, you're going to go straight to hell. You'll bypass purgatory the next time, because there won't be that protectionary purgatory sitting there for you. That's what I've tried to explain in a lot of this stuff out here. You can make jokes about it. You can think, oh, that's poo-poo. You can think that this whole document, that I need to rewrite it to fit my own situation. You better think twice before you rewrite anything in this document. Because you rewrite it, and basically you more than likely are going to mess it up. Like I said, it works. I've got confirmation that it's working. Now, tonight is the third night. So tomorrow I should be going to heaven. I thought maybe it'd be today, before the third night. But no, it's not when you really look at it. See, everything is on the opposite side of the looking glass. Now, if you guys don't want to have questions, then basically this is it. Okay? You're on your own. You better start asking the damn questions if you want an answer. Okay? If you have problems in trying to understand certain things. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the word alienation is like key to the whole thing. That's,
it's part of it.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the alienation is basically you're alienating yourself from one security over to a false security, to an indebted, to an indentured security. You've got the best security around with the full faith and credit per the Constitution, which is the matrix of this country. The Constitution hasn't gone away, okay? The 14th Amendment, fraudulent government that came into power, this commercial government, cannot take the foundation away. If they took the foundation away, then this whole thing would have collapsed a long time ago. You guys have to sit and really think about this stuff, okay? But it doesn't take that much thinking. What is logical? You have to start thinking in logic terms, not what they want you to think. That's supposed to, well, that's the way it's supposed to be, and basically we can't change it, so we just got to go along with them. No, that's bullshit. Right and wrong stand, and they're wrong. And all these judges and everything are nothing but insurance adjusters. The cops out there, for the most part, are insurance enforcers, trying to intimidate you to buy their damn insurance. It's a racketeering system. Al Capone went to prison because of that. But he was doing a racketeering in conflict with the government racketeering. So I don't know what else I can really say about this. When you understand the words, and I've tried to post all the words up there that you need to look at. I went over them in the audios.
Right.
Several other keywords
like prodigal.
in the process.
Like prodigal.
Yes, that's a French word, okay? Who wrote the Bible into modern language? It was by the Franks. The Geneva Bible, using French. And prodigal is the term that basically was being referred to in the parable, prodigal son. The Hebrews didn't have prodigal, but basically that was what the French word turned around to be. Spendthrift is basically out of England. It's not very well known here in continental America. You can find it in one of the California laws out there, but it's only addressed one or two times in the document that I found this morning going through and doing a search on my computer for spendthrift. It's in Title 11, one time. Prodigal is in there. But see, people have been using straw man and function or fictionary and all these other terms. The right term is prodigal.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of people in the Patriot community kept saying that basically they're claiming we're a monster, that we have no rights. They are looking and they don't know how to read the damn definition, because that's not what it says at all. It says basically a creation that had the appearance of a human being. Well, the appearance is in the name only of the human being, you. But that name only cannot be an owner of anything out here. So he's a prodigal. He's a byproduct. we have to step forward and get rid of him if he's causing harm.
Right.
And that's what the cease and desist order is. We stop him dead in the tracks. We cease him. We stop him. We dissolve him. We basically exterminate him to bring to death, to be dead. And then when something is dead, death resolves all items. But see, the death of the living person does not dissolve the Spendthrift Trust, because the prodigal has not died yet. Nobody has stepped forward and declared him to be dead. So, like your father or mother, if they're dead, basically their prodigal is, for their Spendthrift Trust, is still there. Because nobody has stepped forward and declared them to be dead and claimed that asset as their inheritance. Now, when you do this cease and desist order, you're probably not going to do any more damn puts and calls. You're putting yourself out of the system at that point in time. There will be adjustments to be made, but they will be handled differently. And you will be addressed when you get out of the system how to handle those. So don't try and start thinking outside the damn box that you're not even in yet. If you see something, you stop it. So basically, all the puts and calls should stop right there, too.
Patrick?
You can do this to any court case right now. You get this thing done, you get it out to the proper people, you get it into the U.S. trustee, to the Secret Service, to the Inspector General of the Treasury, to the Attorney General, to the Postmaster General, to the Vicar General, to your Chief Judge, to the Supreme Court Judge. You let everybody under the sun that you can think about, like what I told you on the call last night. You don't need to get too fancy. I just took the 2-page document and wrote on the top of it. This one's to the Attorney General. This one's to the Postmaster General. And then I had the fax numbers, and I just sent them to them. Said, here. They know what to do with a document like that. You place them on notice. It's like you going down and putting it in a newspaper as a public notice. You're publicly notifying them that a cease and desist order is in effect. Now they have to stand down. Okay, yeah, you had a question there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You said that you did the cease and desist order. You sent it out to all these various places, and then you put in a put order after that, right?
Yeah, I was doing the same thing right that morning, basically to put in to notify them to take care of my damn traffic tickets at the same time while they're closing everything else down.
Now, is that something that we should do, or we should just put in the cease and desist and let them take care of all the rest of it in that process?
It all depends on how you want to do. You can put your puts in beforehand and then come in with your cease and desist order afterwards. Say, basically, close out all those puts that I had, but also bring this whole damn thing to a stop. Mm-hmm. I've got a bunch of tax bills there, fraudulent tax bills, and everything else that I know. I was just wanting to make a point to them, okay? You don't have to do everything that I do. You have to do what you think is right. That's what I'm trying to get you to do, is think.
Right. I was just wondering if that was something that was like a catalyst for them to recognize the cease and desist a little bit better.
Well, basically, it's something to go in to basically show them that you know how the system works.
I see.
Okay?
Yep.
When you put a put in, you're showing them, hey, I know where the put's supposed to go now.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want a cease and desist order, I'll put puts in all day long.
They would get tired of that.
Yeah.
I have another couple of questions here. Tell me again who the U.S. trustee is.
You look him up.
Okay.
You go into the internet and punch in U.S. trustees. And basically, they're under the Department of Justice, and they have U.S. trustees in each one of the federal districts. All 96 or whatever it is that they have.
Okay.
Because they're all there primarily because of the bankruptcy scenario in the process. We are the true trustee over these Spendthrift Trust, okay? I don't know whether I made that point yesterday or not. Those U.S. trustees are just an interfacing agency. We're the true trustee, as we are the bailor over the bailment that is going into this Spendthrift Trust.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, read. You need to read the definition. I'm telling you over and over again, you need to read the definitions.
Okay.
To get the under. Print them out, okay? Highlight them so that you can basically think about what the different words are in the definition. And then, like I tried to do, I went from one word in a definition to another word and to another definition of that word and to another word, okay? You just don't stop at one word and say, that's it. No, you've got to know what all the words mean. And I can guarantee you that there is nobody out there that knows the meaning of all the damn words. Okay? Even the super spellers out there, they don't know what the hell the definitions of all those words are. They may know how to spell the word, but that's about it. To know all the different definitions, how they're used in all the different connotations, whether they're in law or whether they're in common usage, nobody has that capability on their little computer yet.
Mm-hmm.
All these people that kept claiming that they have photographic memory and everything, that's total bullshit.
I added a couple of definitions to your list of definitions that go along with this cease and desist. One is estoppel in país, and the other is non-capative. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Right. I've got them in the item. Pull up the definitions. I've got them in some of the word definitions. I don't know whether I posted all the words up there that I should have. I tried to. Every time I made a new document with new words that I pulled out of a dictionary, even that one for the virus down to the very last paragraph, okay? You need to know what that definition means. Basically, the longer you continue to allow the virus to actuate, the more power the virus obtains. That's what that is saying. And that's why you have to know how to put it into the proper context, usage in the sentence structure. That's what I was trying to allude to, is that basically by allowing that virus to continue, it is keeping more and more power over us. And in the movie Matrix, was it not Mr. Smith, the longer that he was there, he got more and more people under his control and more power?
Yes. You know, I was thinking about the Matrix, and you mentioned that he did 3 cease and desists over the trilogy of the movies. Is that any indication of what we should be doing as well? Do we need to do 3 cease and desist?
No. I'm just saying that each one of those, basically the trilogy of the Matrix, at the end of each one of the Matrix had a cease and desist order in it.
Right.
We don't need to do 3 of them. You just need to do 1.
Since we're
the one at the very end with the Matrix.
Right. Since we're sending these to all these different places, we're covering a cease and desist to all these different places. We're actually doing multiple cease and desist, which amounts to
No, you're
one.
not doing multiple cease and desist. You're doing the same one cease and desist, but you're notifying all the different agencies within the Matrix.
Right. That's what
Okay, it's just one cease and desist.
Mm-hmm.
That you're notifying a bunch of the different agencies, because in a lot of cases, some of these different agencies don't talk to one another.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's what we've been running into. And how many times have you seen it in the movies? And I just watched one movie here just recently. Well, there's a couple of them that have it, but one that I was just watching before the call here, Fast and Furious, okay, number 6, and basically in there, it comes out, well, that's above your pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of cases, a lot of this knowledge that is out there is above the individual's pay grade. But, and see, that's what I got back from the Secret Service here about a month and a half ago. I sent a bill of exchange or whatever in to them on the back of a DD-214. They came back with a little sticky note on it and said this needs to be addressed to the right office. That's all that they said, and it was just a sticky note. It was not a form letter or anything like that, unsigned or anything. The sticky note wasn't signed either, but basically that's beside the point. All they were saying, you need to address it to the proper office. Well, now I know what the proper office is. It's the Office of Alien Property Custodian. And the Secret Service is still one of the doors to access that. They didn't tell me that I wasn't at the right place. They just said I needed to address it to the proper office. That proper office could have been right in their own department. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. Initially, I thought it had to be someplace else. But the more I think about it now, no, it's right in their own damn office. They're the secret office, the Secret Service of America. They're there for the protection of the P residents, the presidents, or principal residents of America or of Homeland Security.
Yep. That makes sense.
Okay, any other questions?
I have one more question for you. In the first part there, you say, I am Patrick Devine of the family, Patrick of the family Devine.
Devine, yeah, go ahead.
You say Mr., and I was wondering if we should put EL in there instead of Mr.
It doesn't make any difference.
Okay. All right.
Mr. means basically the same thing. Master.
Mm-hmm.
It's more appropriate in English language is the usage of master in their connotation of understanding.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, 6 of one, half dozen another, so basically it's a toss-up, whatever you want to do.
All right. I'd like to go with Mr., I think. It would probably be a little bit easier to understand in their minds.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, Patrick, this is Steve.
Yeah.
When we get out and get our, obligor out of the whole situation and all that, and there is a real United States, the United States of America underneath this corporation called United States, but all these officers have to wear both hats. Like, they're not saying that, but all those offices are for the real and the fiction, right? I mean, there's those Secretary of the Treasury and the Postmaster General, the
you're not
Attorney General of the state, they have to work for both.
You're not going to be dealing with them too much at all, so why are you worrying about it? Yeah, we know there's two hats there.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some type of...
We'll be dealing with the one hat. We won't be dealing with the commercial government any longer.
So we don't need to worry about having any ID or passports or any of that crap.
We will get an ID,
a
special ID.
Good.
We may even change our name.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Did not Abraham change his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Did not Moses change his name? Did not Daniel change his name? Did not Jesus change his name? How many people in the Bible, basically, after they came out of the system, basically changed their name? Quite a few of them.
Right, that's a good thing to think about.
Yeah. So you might start thinking about a new name that you might want to utilize.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you put the word after your name, Freeman, all one word instead of two separate words?
No, because basically that's what I found in the dictionary.
Okay.
I mean, basically simple things like that. I mean, basically I can't really say. I just used it that way because that's why I saw it in the dictionary. Now, in another dictionary, it may be two words. But in the one I was looking at, it was one word. And basically in the definition down below, it uses it all as one word. You're either a free man or a slave. Isn't that the way it is down in the definition, down at the bottom of the page there?
Yeah, in the middle of the page it has the Latin and then the example.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you are, a man is either a free man or a slave. And the free man is all one word.
Okay.
Okay? And here in America, a man was to be slave to no man. And especially to no damn stinking insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be state or commercial insurance. That is the most destructive force on the whole damn planet, is damn insurance. That is what the money changers use to basically mess with your mind. Nobody else? Okay, Tom, call tonight. Good night.
Okay, thank you very
later.
much. I do get your point that we need to keep rereading and rereading those definitions.
Yeah.
And you have
need
about
to understand them so you have the basic foundation.
Well, I thought I understood them, and then as you went over them again, I know I have to reread them several times now.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I mean,
Thanks,
you put about 20 pages of definitions out there for us in the current directory, so that's fine.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you, Patrick. Thanks a lot.
I like that word, mission. Thanks, Thomas.